Okay.
and then I can also edit and so
Okay.
on. It's so easy to do.
That's so cool.
Yeah. How easy for you to
This
join,
is so
Key?
cool.
Mm.
Oh my God. Mm.
What did you say,
How,
Somphol?
yes,
Key?
how hard how hard is it for you to join this session? Is it easy or difficult?
Yeah, it's not so difficult because you sent me the link. So just I connected that link. It's not so difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
even though I am not
Yeah.
the tech savvy, but yeah, it's good.
Okay, that's good to hear. I tested
Yeah.
the link with Inda before. You know, let me introduce you guys because you know this. You already talked to each other, right? Inda and
Yeah,
Key.
I can see you guys, both of you. I can
Yeah.
see. It's very clear.
Have you
Yeah.
talked to Inda
Yeah.
before?
No.
No,
We just
Oh,
I haven't talked with Key before.
okay. Let me
Yeah.
introduce you guys. So
Okay.
let's start with me introducing Key. He's one of my one of the challenger that I really enjoy talking to. He's from South
Oh, really?
Korea,
That's great.
and he worked in the area
it's
that
my
I would
pleasure.
never be good at. He worked in creative industry.
Ah, okay.
And over to Inda. Inda is in Indonesia somewhere. I don't even know where she is. I haven't really asked her in that detail, but I talked to her and she is like such a lively person.
Yeah.
And she mentioned that the moment that she said that you were going to be on
Yeah.
this session with me, she said she want to watch that session. So I thought, why not like join me?
Somphol show.
Perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
Somphol show. I like this show. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I'm a big fan. Yay.
yeah.
My dream come true. Oh my God.
It's,
Somphol is the show host, and I am in the invited guys.
yes.
So
Okay.
today, what's the
Yeah.
our topic? Yeah.
I actually don't have a topic in my mind, but let's start with something simple that we may be able to discuss, and Inda might be able to help me ask the questions if she find any topic of her interest. So now, starting with you, you attend a certain meeting, and let me put Inda on mute for the time being, and then just so that we don't get the interference from the microphone. So the question I have is you mentioned about the in one of your video talking about the listening accent, and you thought you can improve on that accent, and tell me the story if you can.
Inda, you first.
Yeah. Now
You are
we're gonna be a co-host, so we're gonna both of us would try to get to talk to you.
So I'm a I'm a co-host. I'm not your guest. Oh my God.
You're gonna need to take turn
Why?
next time. I need some help. Let's I'm so embarrassed now. I'm just gonna have to have to try to sort this out at one point. You need to be my co-host for the time being. You know, we have director
Okay.
Key
Sorry,
with us,
Key.
so we need to pick his friend.
Oh yeah. Okay. I will be serious and professional. Yeah. So
Yep.
so about the how to say fluency by listening. What did you say again? What is your question again?
Okay. Now my question to Key is like, I watched one of his video and he talked about his experience having a meeting internationally with international colleagues, and then he said,
Okay.
Yeah.
even
Okay.
when he listening to some of the participants, he could not understand them, but they seem to be able to understand each
Okay.
other perfectly. So then when
Mm-hmm.
he posted video, and he said, you know what he said? He said, well, okay, now I will try to call you so I can learn about your accent.
Perfect.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So
So
what do you think, Key, about your accent? Do you have any like difficulty to learn accent with your with your accent actually like a English accent? What do you mean with the accent? I think it's
Uh,
no, it's my
yeah,
opinion. Sorry.
yeah. I'm telling you, there are a lot of accents. Like, just American
Hello.
accent is just local accent, American standard. But the British accent, we know both of them well.
Okay.
But sometimes when we meet
Okay.
people who are from Latin America, it's like Mexico or Argentina and Brazil,
Mm.
or sometimes when I see the people who are from East Asian or the Japanese or Arabian people and Indian people, everybody's accent are totally different each other. Some of them are very familiar with me, is very easy to understand, but some of them accents are very difficult to understand. But the one thing I'm sure is that someone who I mean, even though their accent is very strong and their pronunciation is not so clear to me, but their understanding is very good. I mean, they can communicate with each other very well, even though their accents are different each other. So so that's why I like to meet more people who has different accents. Uh, so that's the only way to improve listening, have a more the better listening comprehension. Because I'm not so familiar with um, those kind of accents. Actually, I learned English in Korea. The American accent is very familiar, and sometimes the British accent is, as well. But the other accents are a little bit difficult to me. So yeah, that's just my thought, and the conclusion is that I need to meet more people, more the variety of the people from the world, all over the world. Yeah, yeah, that's my point.
yes, so
Mhm.
I agree in that sense that it's I'm not sure whether it's gonna be enough sample for you to listen to, because sometimes myself, when I talk to different people, I could understand very easily when they speak clearly. I do have difficulty understanding. If you talk about the range of clarity when people speak, and you have this top range and then you have this middle range, I think I could understand
Mhm.
up to here, where here and here,
Mhm.
but then anything that
Yeah.
go lower than that,
Mm.
Mhm.
I would not understand. I would need to say, well, can you either speak slower or break the word into
Mm. Mm.
break up the sentence into words.
Mm.
When that
Mm.
happens, that's the only way I can do. And I'm not sure, for you, this is a bit subjective discussion, because for you, maybe you're still talking
Mm.
about this range up to here.
Mhm.
and anything that go lower than that, you probably would not be able to deal with, or no one can deal with that, anything lower than that. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
I go to India, and India is big to start with.
Right.
But let's talk about my experience in the city called Bangalore. And I go to Bangalore for the first time, and I stay in a hotel. And we talk about like, okay, what is the Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi password to the hotel checking in, and the person say, yeah.
Really?
Right. So I like my apology.
What does it mean?
By that?
That's it, really true story.
Go ahead.
So I need to mute myself. All right. And then I was like, you need to understand the situation that I was waiting for password. And this guy is yeah. So I like, no. I want the password. So I say,
so yeah.
Then the password is.
So I say, can you write it down?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, so he write down to this.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. But yeah.
Oh
my God.
So I don't know how you're gonna make sense of that, right? I'm not sure how you would be.
Yeah.
But lucky that this simple situation is resolved by just asking someone to just write down.
To writing.
Wow, it's so interesting story.
Yeah, and I have hard time not to
interesting.
Hey.
Yeah. It's like yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So because India is also very big, and people in some part of India has very good accent.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
What I think, I don't know what you can do better, Aki, apart from maybe try first to talk to different people.
Yeah.
But I think the internet connection is going to be a big issue as well.
What do you mean? Yeah, the internet connection, and in Indonesia, the internet connection is little bit, not a little bit. It's a big issue right now. I saw you guys freezing, and I don't know why. Maybe because I'm in the kind of like not in the central of Indonesia.
Right.
I'm kind of like in the suburban. So yeah. Hello.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Your voice come out.
Sure.
Your voice come out really good. Yeah. So that's why I need to keep muting you from time to time, because that microphone is so good that it's actually picked up a lot of sound. Yeah. So I need to put you on mute from time to time. Yeah. Just to avoid clustering the sound. Yeah. So
to me, this Zoom calling is much better than in Instagram call. To me.
Yeah.
Inda,
So,
it is the same case with the Instagram call. Similar.
Yeah, I have a case with Instagram call, and sometimes I prefer to use Skype and Zoom, and it's better than Instagram.
Yeah. Instagram is
Talking about accent again. Yeah. Talking about accent again. The I think the difficult accent for me is from Australia.
Ah,
Right. Okay.
Aussie accent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aussie accent. It's really difficult. You know, um I um I took IELTS test.
Mm-hmm.
IELTS test, you know, the English test
Mm-hmm.
for academic IELTS test, and
Mm.
I got an Australian um how to say it, like yeah, you know, this IELTS has speaking test, and I got the um, the tester, not the tester, you know,
The
someone who test
interviewer.
me
Yeah, the
are
interviewer for you, right?
she was, yeah, interviewer, sorry, yeah.
Mm.
The interviewer was from Australia, and
Mm.
it's really difficult to understand. I just like
Mm.
uh I always like pardon, can you repeat again? Pardon, can you repeat again? I'm sorry, can you repeat again? Like all the time. So even though, yeah, kind of like that, and that's my first IELTS test, and my after that, after my second, uh, when I prepare for my second IELTS test, because of that experience, I used to read, not read, listening to like a Australian show or Australian movie to get that accent. I mean, to get that Australian accent. So it's kind of like that. I just, yeah, maybe I'm my experience not similar to you, and it's just like because of but IELTS. So I when I prepare for my IELTS test, my second IELTS test, I just listening Australian podcast, and
Mm.
try to understand their accent by their movies, even though
Mm.
the movie is not really good.
Mm.
So,
Not good.
and I just trying to, yeah, understand what that. Yeah.
But
Sorry, Somphol, you live in
yeah,
Australia.
right. Somphol, yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. The I I I I think I have hard time, but I'm not sure when I first come to Melbourne whether my listening skill is off or exactly what Key was saying about
Mm,
I can't understand some people, but they seem to be able to understand each other really well, and like that. Then the conclusion is like it must be
mm,
me that is need to be improved, right?
mm,
So and
mm.
I I can say that it's improved over time with the same person, for example,
Mm,
who I didn't understand first time around. I talked to
mm,
the person, and then over months
mm,
of interacting with him, I start to be able to tune into the that range of vocal cord, because sometimes some people have different sound that is a bit
mm,
more, you know, high on bass than other, you know. I'm not sure what term you use to represent that sound where your volume of bass is really high and come out from the throat a lot more. So yeah, so
yeah.
that was a bit hard for me to understand in the beginning. But I'm not sure in terms of you know, Australia is also, even though it's not big, but it has you know, the language that normal people and in the city would speak differently than people who are in suburban or a bit further, like rural people who work on a farm.
Yeah.
And sometimes when people, when the video leaked out of, you know, when they have like make fun of Australian people, it's always come out from people who are in a, you know, rural area in a
Yeah, well,
suburb further away, and they
Mm,
would speak in terminologies that you don't
mm,
normally see or hear, but common to that region. You know, like, you
mm,
know, good day, mate, and speak in a lot of words that even Australian people find it a bit funny as well. Even Australian find it a bit funny. So that is different. I doubt in case of Inda about the interviewer, I don't think interviewer would be from those regions. I think interviewer that Inda get would be from the central or the common part. So the language would be similar to what what the understandable in that case. So it's just a matter of getting used to. It's not that different than the.
I just listen to Australian accent. I used to listen to like American and British accent.
And I'm not sure whether you noticed the sometimes when I hear even from America, you have standard American from different regions, but you also have this African American, which the intonation totally different. But then the American people would understand that. So it could be. So it's a matter of like getting the sample.
Right.
You're right.
I'm not sure if you can gonna be able to find enough sample. Because, for example, unless you are specific, like for example, Indian from different part of Indian, then now you're not gonna get every region of India to play around with. So I don't know if you can actually going to be able to successfully study that. And like I said, some of the participants that I meet here are either at the upper from that middle base level to the upper level. You're not gonna get a good sample in terms of like something that you don't fully understand. And when they come across someone below than that, they're not gonna just lower. They're just gonna go like that at that much lower, and then it make no sense as well. So
I think okay, just please, sorry.
That's okay, Inda. It's we probably need to put that.
Hello.
I can still hear your voice.
Yeah, we can hear your voice in the.
That's okay. I think she'll be back. I think she has internet connection issues. One of the good things is that it's recover from the failure like that very well. So we don't have to worry about that so much. So I saw the other video, the cat one. Is that the cat one that you put on? The big.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, that's a funny one. I didn't know that you've been having fun doing that cat video things.
Oh, I'm back here.
Okay, good. We have that cat, because he put on that cat mascot. That's
what is its name? The mascot?
Yeah, he was.
What is its name?
Yes, yes. There is no name, but just cat character. I made for the just product and brand, new brand. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let me put Inda on mute. Inda, okay. I think we have a bit of noise pollution coming from that quadrant. Raise your hand when you want to speak. Okay, we'll unmute you. Okay, good. So that's good. So that's mascot. So how long ago is that mascot you have, Key? 10 years ago or something? The cat, the mascot. that you have?
Can you say again?
Yeah, I was just saying that the cat mascot that you have, how long ago was that you create?
How long?
Yeah.
Yeah, it took two or 3 months
Uh,
maybe. Because that the situation was that the one brand in Korea is launching new small cake brand.
mm,
So
mm,
the shape of the cake
mm,
was a little fish. So I just thought, actually, I am a creative director who are responsible for the making commercial. But
mm,
I just thought, the before making commercial, I think the if we have some character or hero for selling our product, will be very effective,
mm,
both in the commercial and in the marketing. So I just thought, maybe the cat is very popular for the searching good quality fishes. So just I imagine, if there is one cat boy
mm,
who like to eat fish very much,
mm,
so he could be a uh, good actor uh, for the selling this new product. So I suggested to client, how about this design? How about this shape? This cat looking like this. So the client accepted my idea, and I designed this face, and I put this image on the package of a product, and also I made a commercial, which this character was starred in. So if I can send you that commercial, which this character was starred in, if
mm,
you have time.
yes, I do.
Yeah. So after this meeting, I will send you guys. Yeah, yeah. But it
Okay.
was almost more than 10 years ago. So it
Mm,
was one of the most memorable commercials I made, because I not only just making commercial, but also I made some character for the packaging and every marketing
mm,
the tools. So the
mm,
client was very happy, and I was so satisfied with the result.
mm. Yeah. So then you
Where is
come.
Inda? Where is Inda?
I think she has this problem with the connection or something. I think she dropped out. She'll be back.
or
Don't
or
worry.
or she felt my story is so boring.
You see, she's back. I think I told you she's dropped
Okay.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's just dropped out. Yeah, she's back now.
Uh-huh.
She has a session after this, so I told her maybe to join us
Hmm.
briefly,
Hi.
and if
Hi, Inda. Hi. What's up?
Sorry, my connection is really bad in here. Sorry.
Yes.
Maybe I
We
have to leave now.
that's
yeah
okay.
we thought you
I'm
left
sorry. Yeah.
because my story was so boring. You left purposely.
Oh,
You
no, no,
left
no.
our
No, no,
conversation. Yeah.
the connection is really bad.
Yeah, it's my
Oh
job.
no, I'm so sorry. No, the connection is really bad here.
Okay.
Yeah,
No problem.
it's not your fault. It's my fault. It's
No
okay.
problem.
Yeah. No, your
Good.
conversation is really interesting, and I love about things about art and everything. But
Thank you.
this connection is really bad.
All
Yeah,
right.
Mhm.
it's
All right. It's good to see
Thank you.
you
I
around
don't know why.
anyway.
Yeah.
It's good for
Mhm.
Um.
you to join us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye for
Yeah.
now.
Thank you
See
so
you
much
later.
for having
Bye,
me.
Inda.
Yeah. Bye bye for now. See you
Bye
later.
bye.
See you again. See you again.
Right. I think that's a connection
Yeah,
issues and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
And I still not used to these Zoom things because I've been all day long, look at
Mhm,
the
mhm.
vertical
Mhm.
cameras and getting
Yeah,
used to
right.
it. And now I'm
Mhm.
like, either I'm so tired. Ah, no, that's good.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that make our
yeah,
our screen a bit more
yeah,
equal. Yeah.
yeah, right, right. This is better. Yeah.
Mm.
I think the three of people talking is very interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, it's better than just two-person. I mean,
Right.
can we talk more than 4 or 5 people
I
at the
think
same
we
time?
can. Yeah, I think that we have limitation of 40 minutes. I think per session.
Uh-huh.
But then,
Uh-huh.
which is fine. So as far as you can reconnect and create a new session and people can join in again. So we can
Yeah,
always
yeah, yeah,
save the
yeah.
session, and then we actually can have other tricks. For example, I can do this way.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show
Mm-hmm.
you some tricks. The other day I was
Mm-hmm.
doing
Mm-hmm.
where is it? Okay, I want to do share screen, and then I say
Mm-hmm.
let's me share you my web browser, and then now you see my web browser, right?
Oh,
Right. So how cool is that, right? That's the web
yeah.
browser, and then that is going to be on record. You can see that
Mm,
in
mm,
the record, and then you can say, well, okay, uh, you know. For example, I want to show you the word list that I created. I can say, well, this is my word list. And then
mm,
that's something you can use to maybe, for when people want to practice pronunciation, download the word
mm,
list, and,
mm,
I can show you and guide you and through this.
mm,
So pretty good in terms of the ability to
mm,
share the screen, don't you think?
mhm, mhm.
Yeah. So that's.
Yes, do you see using laptop, your laptop?
Yes, I'm using my
Mm,
MacBook to join because
oh,
you can join from iPad, phone,
mhm.
Android. However, you will
Yeah.
not be able to record the session.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
the session recording is only available from iPad, from
mhm,
MacBook, not from MacBook, but I think from I think could be Windows, but Mac is also supported. So there's a
mhm.
button for me to stop recording and save the session. I think I don't even know how
Wow,
to
you
do that.
you,
Yeah,
uh, you seem to be tech savvy, I think. You have a lot of digital devices and how to handle it.
yeah. That's part of my work. I work in technology sector. I work as a network engineer. So yeah, it's one of those
Mhm,
things that. But still, I mean, there are a lot of technology that I do not really know how to use. The
mhm,
basic one I can. Yeah. A lot of
mhm,
new program you like Twitter, for
mhm.
example. I have no idea like how to
Yeah.
could I for me when I have Twitter on, I don't have any concentration to work. It's just like gonna beep beep and you
Mhm.
look at it and like beep beep again you look like it's
Yeah,
constantly like try to draw
yeah.
your attention. Um,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
and so the
Hey, Somphol, do you have the do are you available tomorrow the same time?
yeah,
I
sure, yeah,
can I can join your show,
yeah,
Somphol
definitely,
show. So
yes.
if you invited the other guys, and we can be together again tomorrow.
Yes, yes, definitely. Like
Yeah, yeah.
Inda and the rest. I think the session is a bit. When we have multiple people, it's going to be harder to manage in the sense where like the background noise gonna leak
Mhm,
in. Yeah,
mhm,
I was a bit mindful of that. Because I think your session is quiet and my session is fairly quiet in the sense where not like
mhm,
like
mhm.
Inda session is like has a lot of background noise and like it's like the
Right,
sound is
right.
like messed
Yeah,
up a bit.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
So
can always
definitely, definitely this the application Zoom is much better than the Instagram call.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, to me. How about you? The similar quality?
It's actually a bit better. I trust in terms of quality, and I also trust that last time
Mm.
you tried to join in the live
Yeah,
conversation,
not
it,
so
w-
bad.
it was dropping out, and I know
Right, right.
Instagram is
Mm-hmm.
is not is not well refined in every features. For example,
Mm,
live is
right.
limiting functionality. I can't even download the videos, and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
the only good, there are some good things like live. Then you get your friend to turn up on the screen, and then give you some encouragement that
mm,
someone is
mm,
tuning into that. But then, for example, when I you and I are in a session, it seemed to me that we are not accustomed to the quiet. Uh, quiet environment, that it gives us actually a better platform to discuss. But then when we are in that quiet mode, our body sort of react to it a bit differently. We thought it's a bit informal. No, we thought it's a bit more
mm,
formal, and then you spend time to think a lot, and you can't go crazy, and uh, yeah, that kind of thing. It have a different effect on
yeah.
people who are on the video. For example, I
Mm-hmm,
can't even see myself looking at the screen straight. I don't even know where to
mm-hmm,
look, right? So my
mm-hmm,
eyes a bit off center, right? And that's going to
mm,
be so obvious when you look at the video. When I record using iPad, that problem is sort of
mm,
more or less solved. But I
mm,
agree with you, the
mm,
quality is much better. Um,
mm,
I'm
mm.
not even sure that our session today would be able to be have that attraction enough to be a topic focused sort of a session. But it could be, I have a list of video where I say, random talk, so that means like it's a bit of a mess. So if you
Yeah,
want
right.
to, if you're our friend, if you want to turn up, yeah, that's fine. But if you want to
Mm-hmm,
get something like meaningful out of it, then maybe not.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Because when we scope the focus of discussion to a certain topic, um, it's
mm-hmm,
uh, it's really good that you can theme the session, and you say, oh, this session is going to be about that, and people can
uh-huh.
say, well, okay, I want to learn about the session
Right.
in particular, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a good
I
idea. Yeah.
was thinking in terms of like, when you are on with me, I thought about talking about the movies and the films, and
Yeah.
you think about the Oscar this
Or the
year or something.
meditation or the
Oh yeah,
advertisement. Yeah.
let's
Actually, my profession is just advertisement, so I can tell you the creativity or the Korean celebrities like BTS.
mm,
You know who the BTS is.
I
So
have no idea what BTS is. Is it a channel, a TV
uh,
station or something?
no. BTS is the one of the hottest Korean K-pop boy band
Oh, oh,
in this world. So you can googling
yeah,
BTS.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows that
Okay,
boy band right now. So especially the European guys in America, they
ah,
so loving them. They call them is the second Beatles from Korea.
ah,
So
right.
actually, yeah, and you can enjoy their music on YouTube or something like that. And
Mm.
yeah, so these days they are so popular. I mean, very hot
Okay,
right now.
let me put that on screen right now, right? So
Yeah,
close
right.
that. Yeah, so this is the
Um,
BTS you are talking
yeah,
about, right? And then uh,
yeah,
these are the boy band you're talking about,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Their
Ah,
songs are on the Billboard in America, and
ah,
they hit a lot of their songs, and it's
right,
much better than the other K-pop musicians.
right.
I mean, historically, I mean, they are almost same as the American pop musician.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right. It's a famous,
It's
because
sensational.
if they compare to someone like the Beatles, and you are like, that is really
Yeah.
big, right?
Yeah. Right.
That you are so like, if you're in the same league, it's gonna be mesmerizing in terms of like, wow, it's the Beatles. And yeah.
Yeah. They are They are in the many famous American TV show
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah.
as a guest, and
Mm.
yeah, I mean, right now they are it's sensational. So
Mm. Mm.
many guys already know their popularity. So yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry. I mean, I am glad enough to have you on the session, and from time to time we just focusing on our practice a bit, and get to talk casually, and then
Yeah.
if sometimes like we have a good moment, we'll just do something with it. If not, like, don't worry too much about it, right? It's one of the things that
Great.
sometimes it's happened, like you have long day, I have long day today. I've been like having session
Mhm.
like 7 o'clock in the morning, and like it's 10.
Right.
Yeah, I lose that bit of like sparkling in my eyes, like look at my eyes like, oh,
Mhm,
it's no
mhm, mhm.
longer like sparkling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
we should talk a little bit about meditation, because you are interested in meditation as well. um,
Yes, the meditation is actually there is the Korean meditation it's a little bit different from the Indian or the other meditation. It's
mm-hmm,
a very traditional one. So
mm-hmm,
I had experienced those meditations more than 10 years, but
mm-hmm,
not every day. But I went to Sedona in Arizona, United States, and New Zealand for the meditation trip.
mm-hmm,
And because those areas are is so energetic spot on
mm-hmm,
Earth.
mm-hmm,
Uh, because the many people want to go there for the having the enough rest, because the some energy there are some powerful energy which can people awake their mindfulness or enlightenment.
mm-hmm,
uh, I mean, the nature is so clean and pure and
mm-hmm,
not polluted by any
mm-hmm,
city stuff. So
mm-hmm,
it's very helpful human to get pure energy again. It's
mm-hmm,
like the
mm-hmm,
child, the baby.
mm-hmm. So you're
Yeah.
talking about,
So
mm, go
mhm,
ahead.
there were a lot of disciplines. Uh, is getting more energy to concentrate on something in my mind. I mean, the meditation is kind of meeting with myself, another me,
mm,
who I have lost
mm,
since people got older and older. I
mm,
mean, we lost ourselves
mm,
in another me in my
mm,
mind. So
mm,
that's why we need meditation, because we can find those things again in my mind.
mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes. So essentially, I, 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 I try to draw in the concept that I learned something, and now I listen to you talking about another self in your mind that
Hmm.
that's split from your personality or your being right now, but it's something hidden within you, and then you want to discover that hidden mind
Right.
within let's presume it's part of your self in a way. Could be something
exactly.
non-physical.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
That listen.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And what were you saying about before that discover, because you were saying about something and then you said this meditation actually means that searching for that lost mind, that pure mind of you.
Yeah, and also after the meditation in Korea, the words meaning meditation is we call 명상. It means erasing thought. It means forgetting about the past and future worries, just focusing on present time. It means 명상. It means meditation. So just focus on my breath, breathing in and breathing out, not about the regretfulness in past time and something in my future. Rather than those things, just focus on right now. Just focus on my respiration, breath. Those things is very important. Yeah, that is just one of the process of meditation. So the by way of that, just I can meet myself in my body.
Right. We, for other folks that may be listening to this video right now, if we ever put this up on YouTube, we're talking about very complex concept. Even though the way that you explain it sounds simple, that you just like trying to do myeongsang or meditation and try to not to stay at the present, not thinking about future or the past, and then somehow it will help you discover your true self. Yeah, so it sounds very simple, but the practice is really takes years. And it for some you may not even reach that enlightenment moment.
Yes, I had experienced those moments several times, and I could realize something in my mind, who I am and where I am and what I am and what is my goal, why I'm here on earth, and what do I have to do. Yeah, those things just happened to my mind, and another me told me what to do, how to live, is kind of things. Yeah, that's sort of enlightenment and realization. Just finding out the truth of this life is very difficult, but the problem is that just even though I realized those kind of truths in life, but without practice in every day, I can, it's very easy to forget about that because we are human. We are just weak, one of the human. We are not a god. So the most important thing is to discipline. I mean, training for the realizing the truth of life in this world. So yeah, that is very important things.
Now I understand when you sense that kind of inner enlightenment in terms of like insightful moment that you gain from experience. It's sort of like when the information is drained to you, it comes through a very high speed network. So essentially in a short moment you were like all this information just dump into your brain. You're like, okay, this is what I know, and then it's large amount of information. to the level that
Mhm.
if I asked you to explain the sense of the significance of what you realize would be hard to come out in form of words to represent what you know. Uh, Now, with that risk, I want to ask you about like what you can share in terms of what you learned, the truth of life.
For example, just sort of the realization about I'm not different to you. You are as like me, and we are just one in this world. And we have to help each other. And I have to be one which could be a saver for this world. It's, even though it is very small thing. I mean, it's for saving this planet environmentally, or the make the people recover our humanity, not the make crime in this world. And I think the human have to recover our pure essence when we were born in this world. But when we are getting older and older, we just forgot about that. So I just thought I should be one who could save this world. It's not hero movie, but I could be one who can help this world. I don't know right now, but
Yes.
any I have to find something. Yeah,
Mm.
in any. Yeah, in any. Yeah.
When you mention that the feeling that you need to do something, or maybe you are that part of saving this world in whatever that meaning is, do you mean as a one individual to help saving for example, save the world from climate change, and then you sort of like save on plastic, or do you mean a bit more
Yeah,
something
yeah,
more
yeah, yeah. The
bigger than
same
that?
thing. Yeah, yeah, right, right. So sometimes I feel bad. I feel very uncomfortable. I mean, I feel sick whenever I see those bad circumstances. It's like the plastics um, is very harmful to us. I can feel something sick. I my body is hurt. This kind of things. So whenever I can be somewhere deeply in my mind, I can feel the sickness of earth, or I can feel the other person's worries. It's like empathizing with the other human. I mean, because we are the same mankind and the humans, so we have to be together happily. Yeah, those. I think about those kind of things. But yeah.
So that moment when you are in the meditation, are doing meditation, do you need to set aside time to sit down and do it? And for how long do you normally do it?
Um. But actually, basically, I spend meditation for the 1 hour a day. But when I'm so busy, but I just skip it. But I think we need to spend more than 1 hour for meditation. And just sitting on my chair in office or at home. But sometimes um, just sitting on closing eyes is is meditation, but sometimes I'm walking or I'm doing something, I can have some meditation. I mean, meditation is not only just sitting and without anything, but sometimes I feel I can do meditation while I am doing something. I'm actively. But I mean, the easy concept is that just meditation is just focusing on one thing or the now present. So yeah, I think the not so difficult one, but anyway, is when people start doing meditation, it's better to learn meditation from someone or in some institute. It's very difficult to start meditation by oneself. Yeah.
I see.
In my case, in my case, I just um, enrolled some meditation institute in Korea. So I learned how to discipline, and there are a lot of level and it depends on institutes. There are a lot of meditation. So I highly recommend that when you are interested in doing meditation, you have to learn from someone or somewhere. Yeah, this stage there are some meditation course online, but I'm not sure that is working. But anyway, yeah, meditation is a very sensible thing. So if you doing meditation wrong, it you could have some downside effect.
Yes.
Because when you I've heard that when you do meditation wrong, you could see a ghost. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I've heard
yeah
of that. Because
I've heard that.
in Thailand we have a fair bit of that meditation as well. So actually, I'm going to go back to Thailand to attend meditation boot camp for 5 days. Now, I was on purpose want to be in that session. There's a part of the modern, well, let's just say part of the new trend or the way that meditation is done, classified in the past and as two types. The one type is to keep your mind to focus
Mm-hmm.
on just one thing. So then,
Mm-hmm.
say if your mind, we all understand that our mind can move around.
Mm-hmm.
Or explain in English word, I would say, if people start paying attention to say uh, your breathe,
One
your
spot.
breath, right? So when you pay
Yeah,
attention to your breath, then your mind will not know
yeah,
about other
breath.
part of your body. You're just gonna focus on that
Mm-hmm.
one single
Mm-hmm.
area. But you can actually move your mind, just to practice, like when I teach people or tell people to learn just the basic of mind, the focal point of
Mm-hmm.
your mind. You can shift it
Mm-hmm.
around. You can move your mind to just focus on something without looking. Right? You can feel
Mm-hmm.
that your mind is like,
Mm-hmm.
attention
Right,
is
right,
on a
right.
certain part of
Yeah,
your
yeah,
body.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So in the
Right.
past, the dominant practice in Thailand in the past is from the group of people who are able to sit for a long time and try to make their mind focusing on one point
Mm-hmm.
only.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
that means any other thought would not, what they try to do is not to have a thought at all, not to
Mm-hmm.
not to have any moment of thought. It will slowly your mind would focus on one thing, and then when it's focused enough, sometimes it's even forget the existence of the body. So your mind would just have that single moments where it feel as if there's some magical thing happen, as in when you are in a meditated state, your mind feel as if it can be feel the can enlarge your body, can have the feeling of like your body shrink or getting larger, and that's all sort of a meditation effect that you mentioned before. And according to some people, in that state, you actually can go places, and you can see, whoever that that thing is in heaven and hell and other places. Who know what that is? I never been there, but that's what people say. And you talk about seeing ghosts and other thing, and without a firm evidence. But I can say that people who say that was like some of them are a monk, and monk in Thailand are not supposed to lie, so that monk and lie are not quite impossible, right? So we just need to take that word for it. However, in the modern teaching is from one of the monk who spend more time in the modern society, and he said actually to reach the enlightenment is like going up the mountain. So when you try to go up the mountain, there are so many ways to go up, more than one. And essentially there could be up to 4 ways. And the way that he said more suitable for city people like me, or like you in a sense, is that we think a lot. And we think a lot, and we have less patience to sit and try to hold our mind without moving our body. So he said, we can learn from that differently. We can learn from it as a new movement called mindfulness. So that means rather than not trying to force your mind to move or to stop thinking, it's more of growing your observation ability. For example, the focal point is used not to force yourself not to think, but focal point is used just as a point of reference. And for some people, we use the breathing. For me, sometimes I use body movement. Right? When I body move, I just feel that my body is moving. And then when I'm mindful of my body movement, I'm just gonna feel it, just not gently, not trying to force anything. Just observe. There's difference between observing and force something to happen. And when unavoidably, sometimes my mind will go off and start thinking. Now it will go off and start thinking for a long time. And then, however, at one point when I realize that my mind is now thinking, the suggestion is to just draw my mind, not to draw that back, because the mind is momentary. So just to not paying attention to it and start to observe your baseline, right? To establish whatever your baseline is. My baseline is just observing my body movement. Just come back, and then come back and it start wandering again, and just draw it back. So now this practice would help you grow in your observing mind, like observing ability. So when next time when you go on to start thinking, it's not gonna go 5 minutes. It's gonna go maybe 4 minutes, and it's gonna shorten to the level. Maybe that period maybe less than 1 second, and then you're like, oh, my mind start losing its thought.
How do you know that?
Actually, the way that the explanation is about, like you say, the hidden mind or the true mind. And in this case, it's actually that sense of observation, because it's very hard for you to actually know that you're now losing your thought, because it's not the same. It's not the it's like CPU. you have one CPU and then you have instruction. You run so many programs at the same time. It gives you an appearance of things happening at the same time simultaneously. But as a matter of fact, that CPU actually execute one line of code at a time. So if one program seize the control of that CPU, the other program won't have access to that CPU. Now, when you think about the thought or thinking state that people start thinking about something, that program is occupying the CPU. The question is, if that program occupying the CPU, who would be detecting that the thought is now executing and occupying the CPU? You don't, until something else like happen. For example, maybe in the computer world there's a routine check of occasionally, polling that is something happening. So in our case of meditation, the baseline will tell you. But because when you are used to the baseline of, say, when every time you walk, you start establish this practice, like every time you walk, you start like knowing or feeling your body. So when you start thinking about something and your body start to move, then you sort of know, a bit aware that the thought is happening.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's a different way of like meditating. When you describe the meditation you mentioned, is a bit closer to. There's one I want to get more detail from you in terms of like not having thought, but how do you manage, like how do you say like you're not supposed to think about future and past? You can't control your thought, but how are you going to supposed to do that?
It's I think I've just learned from my teachers. Actually, my mind is not me. I mean, so I can control my mind, and just I can observe. I can observe my mind as observer. So just I observe what is my mind right now, and why I am angry with somebody. But at that moment, that somebody who is angry about is not me. It's just my mind. So just I can say to my mind, don't do that right now. Just this is not a big deal. Just calm down. I can say that. So when I discipline like this, I can stay calming down at any circumstances, because if I angry, or if I happy, or if I satisfied with something or dissatisfied, all those emotions are not me. I mean, it's just my mind. So my mind is not me. So I believe that. So I can control just my mind in a 1 second or 2 second. That is very important thing. It's very simple, but it is not so easy to act that in that moment. Yeah. So yeah.
I can share with you right now, with the way that you use that vocabulary, that your mind is not you. It's so similar to because in a way Korean is a bit of Buddhist as well, right? So is it Buddhist?
Yeah, right.
So as a form of Buddhist, there would be variations, of course, because just as a side note, that Buddhist is actually very lenient in terms of biting into culture. So sometimes when you go see Buddhists in Thailand, Buddhists in Korea, it will share some fundamental truth, but then the way that it's lenient about cultural. So there's cultural influence to the flavor of Buddhist. But come back to the main point when you talk about the mind is not you. that is one of the fundamental truths about the Buddhist. In a sense, it's not the part that is cultural, right? So it's the part that's the core teaching of, core belief of the Buddhist that you point out that, actually the mind and you are two different things, right? And then the point that you say is you can't even control the mind. So as one of the fundamental truths, right? Because when you can't control, then you see the what I call the nature, the three facets of everything, the truth of things, in the sense where there's no self, and is uncontrollable, is impertinent, and is full of suffering. So that are the three facets. It's the three aspects of it's a fundamental of things, including human being like you and me, like
Yeah. By the way, you are Buddhist?
Yes, I'm a Buddhist, and I want to also reach a level of enlightenment in the sense of, and I think this is probably part of a core teaching of, there's a basic level of enlightenment of at least three stages, right? And then one stage is, and this gonna be subject to our confirmation of the same vocabulary, but I'm sure as a core there are three levels of enlightenment, and the third level is at the top. Let me try. It could be 3 or 4 level at this point, but I think it's more inclined to think it's 3 because my brain is not functioning properly now. 3 level, and every level break into 2 parts. But let's just say like it's a basic 3 level. There is a belief, at least in Thai society, or at least people who are in a meditation circle. And I believe that firmly, that if I reach that first rung of the ladder, if I ever reach that, I mean, for me, my next 7 life, I am guaranteed to not falling down into life that's worse than human being. So I want, once I reach that rung, so let me try to explain what I mean further. Life is a bit full of circle. Sometimes you do good things, you go to heaven, but then it's not going to stop there because you're going to die, and then you're going to be assume different life, and you're going to go up and down, good and bad, this and that, and never stop the cycle. But the moment
you mean reincarnation?
The reincarnation,
reincarnation.
That's correct. Reincarnation, they're subject to detail about what reincarnation means. But in general, let's just say give or take. But then the cycle would not stop. And what we want to do is to actually not repeating that cycle over and over and over again. So the belief is, if I reach that first rung, I would stop that cycle for at least for the next 7 lives. I would be able to stop this cycle completely, in a sense where I would be able to reach the second rung, and the third rung, which is final, which return my true, when you say true self, to the nature, in a sense where you are now becoming a part of a universe, as in just you are actually nothing. You're not self. You're just part of maybe whatever energy that's part of the original universe. You don't assume any identity. But then to reach that first rung is important. That's why I want to reach that first rung in this life.
Wow, you know everything. I think you know every truth of this life. You know the secret of this life.
I don't think that's still hard, because there are 2 different things. Like, I'm not sure whether you learn about the difference between what you think in your brain and what your mind actually understand. There are two, because you mentioned before, and I think you probably firmly understand this concept where what you think is totally different than what your mind actually understand, and because you said your mind is not you. You can't control him. You can influence what he learned, but you can't force him to do things. You can't force him to think like you. He may understand a lot of things, but his mind may be like, no, I'm not going to take any of that. Right.
Yeah, right.
Similar to what you have before.
Yeah, so interesting. Yeah.
Right, Key, I take a fair bit of your time already today, and we both are a bit tired. Thank you. I can still record this session. I will share with you on maybe Google Drive, and then you can download and listen to your voice and to see what you can improve upon.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you having me to the famous popular Somphol show. Very I'm so appreciate your invitation.
No worries. It's an honor to have you here, and we'll look forward to have a further session, and hopefully more watchable.
Okay.
Goodbye for now.
Yeah, have a good night.
Yes,
Bye.
you too. Goodbye.